Now we're going to talk about innovation in deploying nuclear technology, would you believe, in healthcare systems. We're going to be hearing now from our fourth spotlight speaker, the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, as he speaks to us about the role of nuclear technology in combating disease. Please welcome warmly Rafael Mariano Grossi.
Good afternoon, dear President, dear friends. It is a privilege for the IAEA to be here with you today, and some of you may be asking yourselves, what is the Director General of the IAEA, the nuclear watchdog, doing here? And the reality is that apart from the maybe more notable roles that the agency I lead may have in checking and preventing the proliferation of nuclear weapons or in nuclear energy proper, there is a huge dimension that has to do with this and with other things as well. I was very inspired by Alvaro's presentation just now and the video he was showing, and actually the IAEA has a lot to do with many of the things he was talking about. I will, of course, talk about nuclear and medicine, but let me say that nuclear applications are directly related to a variety of issues. When it comes, for example, to agriculture, with nuclear techniques, you can develop crops that are drought resistant, that are resistant to pesticides, that require less fertilizers. You can, as he was talking about, smart agriculture. We can, through isotopic hydrology, which is a variety of nuclear science, we can determine exactly the soil fertility, the amount of water you may need in places, and we can see from those very dramatic images of drought and need and dry land, how important this is becoming. And we can extend this to many other areas. And this is why, dear Abdulhamid, dear President, we are so happy to be partnering with OPEC Fund, because the needs are just huge. This development week is but a description of the amount of problems that we need to solve and the issues that we need to address. And this is why we decided with OPEC Fund, as good neighbors here in Vienna, to work together in a very effective way. When it comes to medicine and to health services, you will be understanding very, very easily where it comes from when you think about radiotherapy and oncology, because this is nuclear science, actually. And the IAEA has been working for many, many years in this area, also in cooperation with WHO and other institutions, but mainly when it comes to radiotherapy. As you know, we have all, unfortunately, been in our families or in our lives touched with the issue of cancer. And we know that apart from chemotherapy and surgery, the other main element to combat cancer is radiotherapy. And this is something that helps us in the diagnosis of cancer, but also in its treatment. Roughly half of the cancer patients in the world require radiotherapy. And when we look at what is happening, as our Master of Ceremonies was saying, what is happening in the real world, in communities, what we will see is that 80% of the African population does not have any access at all to radiotherapy. That people in Africa, in some parts of Latin America, and even in some parts of Asia, are dying of cancers that no one is going to die here in Vienna or in Western Europe. Simple breast cancer is a death certificate in many parts of the world, and many innocent people die without even knowing what is causing their illness and ultimately their death. An example is what we are doing with OPEC Fund, trying to do with OPEC Fund in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's a country that captures the imagination by the sheer surface that it has. This country with more than 100 million people living there. Do you know that this country does not have a single radiotherapy healthcare unit? Not one. Not one. So these are the things that we need to be addressing, and addressing them fast. It's not even expensive to do that. So the IAEA, I invite you to see the IAEA in this ecosystem, as people like to say, of financial institutions and technical institutions as your technical instrument, because what we are doing is providing the science behind all of these projects that you can see. We are the ones developing the methodologies. We are the ones training the technicians, the technologists when it comes to cancer, the medical oncologists, the radiotherapy technical people in different parts of the world. And we are trying to do it, of course, as I said, in Congo, but together with OPEC Fund, we are going to try to be moving into Iraq, Mongolia, in Latin America, Bolivia, Peru, Guatemala, in Africa also Malawi, Sierra Leone. We saw the president here, or rather at your headquarters yesterday, even Moldova here in Europe. So it's a huge area where the IAEA is bringing its expertise to work together in a very effective way. So, in conclusion, lots of things to be done with an agency, the IAEA, that is providing its technological support to all of these areas. And thanks to the partnerships with the OPEC Fund, we hope to be doing it in a dimension, with the scope that is commensurate with the dramatic needs we are facing. Thank you very much.